All right, here they are. Wow. Hey guys, Troy here, back with another video today. We are just about to head downtown San Francisco to visit my friend Darius, who is actually on the channel. Talked about buying the LeBron and the Giannis for millions of dollars. We're actually gonna go down there and get to see the actual cards today. So I'm really excited. Gonna talk with him about, you know, what's happened since they've bought it, some of this cool stuff they're doing at their company now. And I'm excited to show you guys. So do a little behind the scenes, talk to him, should be fun. I'll see you guys there. All right, so this is obviously a lot of expensive, a lot of big time cards here. I'm just kind of curious, like what was your guys' plan? What was your thinking? Obviously, you know, this LeBron has gone up a lot actually since you bought it. What was your goal? What were you guys thinking with these?
Yeah, so just to give everybody context, there's been some confusion on like who owns the card. Like people thought, does the company own the card? Does our CEO own the card? Some people thought I personally bought the card, which I thought was hilarious. But these cards are all actually housed by Alt Fund 1, kind of like a traditional venture capital fund. But instead of investing in companies, we're investing in cards. So all of these cards were bought with, you know, a long-term view of we're trying to acquire the best cards in the market and hold these for 10 years. I'm not gonna lie, we didn't see the type of appreciation that, you know, a card like this LeBron has seen in just, you know, about 6 months since we bought it. Obviously, we purchased this card for $1.8 million it was July, and at that time, we actually hadn't even started the fund yet. So when we bought the card, it was a little bit more of like a marketing play, like kind of get our names out there and make a big splash. But we didn't actually have the fund set up, so it wasn't as clear what was going to be like the ultimate goal with this card. But now obviously it's, you know, it's the leading card in our fund, and we're excited to launch our second fund coming up here in the next month. So
this one right here, the BGS 9 sold for $6 million?
For 5.2 million.
5.2.
About 2 weeks ago.
So would you even have an idea what you guys would value this at this point?
Yeah, so there's only two 9.5s. And I think we conservatively valued this card at like $7 million, $1.8 million in July. You know, I don't think we ever would have thought that just less than a year later it would be almost worth 4 times that. So anyone who requests to get a card shipped out of the vault receives it in one of these.
Yeah. These are really nice. I've even seen these just on Instagram, people talking about how much they like these. Those are nice.
Maybe you can take some cards to the card show in it.
They got a whole lot right here, so they're ready to go out.
Funny story about this one. So this was another card that I purchased for the company before the fund was launched for $65,000 from a good card buddy of mine, MC Sports Cards. And then this one was purchased just about a month ago on Golden Auctions for $780,000.
It may just be as simple as we want the nicest stuff of the GOATs, but like what is going to, when you were putting together like this fund, what was your thinking? Like what are you going after? Yeah,
it's really just trying to acquire the, you know, it sounds simple, but the best and the rarest cards out there. So we really, our biggest thing is like scarcity, and whether that's like from a grading perspective, like trying to get the highest grade of the card, or if it's just like a card like this, you know, there isn't a higher grade of this card, so it's not the best of the best, but our mindset is sort of like acquire at least some exposure that you want in that card, and then if an opportunity comes up to upgrade that, you know, you're able to potentially trade out of this one and come up with the funds to get the one that you want. This one's a little bit harder to mark just because Giannis's market is like kind of not as stable as Luka. You know, everybody loves Luka. So I think this one we probably marked at like 2.5 to 3 million. Just we always try to mark everything conservatively, but definitely excited to see if Giannis can take that next step in the playoffs.
I gotta ask the question on everyone's mind.
Yeah.
Do you see it stopping? Do you think this just continues? What's your personal outlook, not a reflection necessarily of the company?
I definitely, we're very well connected with like kind of the higher end buyers in the space, and everyone in that side is like super bullish. There's a lot more money coming in. Obviously, Fund 2 is starting in the next month, so we're not going to stop buying, and we always have a lot of competition with stuff like this. So while recently there's been a lot of like volatility in the market, if you notice like the higher end sales, like the top of the market, the records have still been being broken. Yeah. So the high end stuff is safe. There's always going to be some cyclicality at the lower ends of the market, especially with so many new investors coming in. As soon as they see a little bit of pullback, they're probably going to get nervous and start selling. We actually look at that as a healthy sign. If everything was just constantly going up and up and up, then that's not sustainable. But to show that there's, some pullbacks and some, actual rational thinking and tendencies in the market, then we think then that's great long term.
These ones, like I was telling you, like it's been a while since I saw like some cars. I was like, I absolutely like it. I'm smiling right now. I literally can't help myself because these are fire. Here, get close on this.
They're super nice cards.
This Hamilton is fire.
And I think once you like, Chris and Lior started buying these cars before I actually had like an understanding of who these guys are. These guys are superstars out there on like pretty much everywhere other than the US, and now they're even starting to get a lot of fame and notoriety out here too.
And it's something about them, like they do seem like larger than life in a sense. I guess it's just because like on a basketball team, it's like all of you, almost every other sport.
Yeah.
But with F1, it's like they're in the car.
Yeah.
And you get to act like a little bit more of a celebrity. Like Kevin Durant, for the most part, isn't going out to events when he plays the Knicks. Like Lewis Hamilton shows up with his shades and Monaco.
I feel like on a team sport, it's like expected that you're not trying to like make it all about you. You're supposed to be for the team. Like in Formula One, these guys, obviously there's a lot of stuff that goes on behind the scenes, but like, at the end of the day, it's on these guys to take it home. This is going to be a big few months for basketball with the playoffs coming up, the Hall of Fame induction. There's like the Kobe documentary, so there's going to be a ton of eyes on basketball. So I think it'll be really telling. Like, does the market pick up a lot with the playoffs? Like if a guy like Booker, who's never been to the playoffs before, like if he really takes off in the playoffs, like are his cards going to follow that up, or is it kind of going to be a little bit of the same, like just kind of a little bit of dullness in the market? So it'll be really interesting to see.
I think there has, at least on the lower end of things, there has been a change. And a lot of things I've talked about is like, I think that a lot of like the purely flippers have actually left.
Yeah.
Like I was saying, like Roy Hachimura base Prism, I think it literally hit almost $200 at one point, like $175. I was like, not a single person who bought that believed in that card or wanted that card or anything. They're putting me in here because I deserve the low end room. Okay, so obviously you guys are doing big things with the fund, but maybe what not as many people know about is you guys have a fully functioning site now.
Yep.
You have a vault service. You have a couple stuff. Well, I won't talk about it. You know more than me. What have you guys been doing kind of outside of the fund?
Yeah. So there's a lot of different features available to our users on all. The first thing is portfolio management. So up until now, every collector pretty much manages their collection on a spreadsheet. You're constantly having to mark the values, record everything on there, which just isn't, it's not dynamic. It's not a technology-based solution. So we, with our alt value, are able to value any card that you add to your portfolio in real time. If you send cards to our vault, we will digitize them, really nice photos. And then once we have the cards in our possession, you're actually able to sell them on our exchange. So the reason why we're only allowing people to sell cards on the exchange that we have in our custody is, we want to facilitate all the transactions. So with that said, it's like instant, you have to load funds into your account prior to buying, and then when you buy something, it's automatically deducted from your account. So there's no, selling a card and having to wait a week to get paid. There's no ability to, if you buy a Luka card and Luka tears his ACL, there's no ability to do like a charge back any of that, because everything is final. We're facilitating all the transactions. The money's automatically deducted from your account. And then the other big thing, one of our big selling points, is we have the lowest transaction fees in the industry. So 1.5%.
Oh, wow.
And that's I think MySlab's another company that has 1% transaction fee, but then everything is facilitated through PayPal. So you get another hidden 3% fee. I was
going to ask that. Yeah.
So you have to load cash into your account, so that 1.5% is the only hit that you're going to see.
I mean, I really respect what you guys are doing, because I think sometimes when people think of like, oh, a big fund, they think it's like, I don't know, like, I don't want to say Wall Street guys, but you know what I'm trying to say. It's like what you guys are doing with your platform, like you guys are really collectors, and you guys are trying to like fix or help with the problems that you guys have seen.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Our CEO actually started this company because, just like you said, he is a collector, and he was noticing all of these friction points that he was struggling with, and he just thought, why not build something that will improve everybody's experience, but also open it up for people that don't know about the industry to get into it. Because if you think about it, there's so many barriers to entry. Like, where do you start to do all your research? Like, how do you know if what you're researching is true? So it's twofold. It's improve the experience of the old generation of collectors, but also make it more accessible to the masses of people who want to get into it.
All right, Dar, appreciate you having us, man.
Yeah, thanks for coming in.
And we have a little surprise, right?
Yep. Some alt swag.
Yeah, so we're going to be giving away, just subscribe, comment on the video, and we're going to be giving away some alt swag, and then we're also going to be giving away, I think we're a little RJ Barrett.
Yeah.
A little RJ Barrett Prism.
A little surprise card.
Yeah, card to be decided. We'll pop it up here, whatever it's actually going to be. But yeah, just get a little bit of the alt experience. So thanks so much for having me.
Yeah, I'll see you in Dallas.
Yeah, see you in Dallas.